Welcome to Season 4 of Song Revolution, where you're going to find great information, interviews, and inspiration to fulfill your passionate calling to write great songs. Hey everybody, John back with you for another great episode of Song Revolution. If you're following along, you know that I love doing this show for a whole lot of reasons. Number one, I just love to talk, and I love to empower you to fulfill your passionate calling. We have been at this for a long time, and I always want to encourage you to go back to the archives. So many great episodes. If you're looking for information around marketing your music, what the music industry is all about. If you want inspiration, so many inspiring episodes back there and encouragement for you to take your next right step. Be sure to check the show notes. We have the new NCS Complete Songwriting Guide with 12 fabulous themes that I think you're going to really grow from and enjoy. It's an 80-page free downloadable PDF suitable for framing. You could get 80 little frames and put it on your wall and study it. It's so good. But I also love doing this show because I get to have wonderful friends, new people, people that are just hanging around with us that we love. We've had our staff on. We've had artists. We've had songwriters. We've had industry people. We just want to expose you to a breadth of incredible people, and today is no different. She is an incredible human being. She's so much fun. She's a podcaster with her mom. She is a life coach. She is an incredible artist, singer, songwriter, and an incredible top liner. We're going to talk about what that means in Nashville music industry parlance. She's also a coach for us, working with some of our one-on-one clients and doing a bang-up job. I want you to welcome to Song Revolution my sweet, energetic friend who also loves to talk, Phoebe Scott.
Wow, John. That was actually so impressive. I just sat here and watched you do that off rip. I've actually never been so impressed with you in maybe my life. I was like, you just turned into like,
I know, right?
I was like, your Ira Glass, I'm on NPR. Okay. Like it really felt like that.
Right. Okay.
That was incredible.
So, full disclosure,
Yeah.
We've been doing this show for a long, long time.
Right.
And I used to be so nervous about it. And I read this book somewhere along the line about adopting an identity for different things that you do. So my podcasting identity, my super power is I call myself Johnny Winfrey.
I love Johnny Winfrey. Hey, I love Johnny Winfrey.
Right? I mean,
that's good.
There is no greater interviewer other than Larry King.
Sure.
May he rest.
May he rest.
But Oprah, I mean, lover, hater, indifferent.
Oh, my mama had the O magazine coming in the mail every single month. We respect her in this house.
I know some people take issue with her spirituality and all. That's cool.
Sure,
of course. That's not our topic today. But
that's next week.
That's next week. Well, I'm wondering, Oprah, if you're watching, love to have you on the show.
Oprah, if you're watching.
I know. Wouldn't that be great if
Oprah's on her way?
If her producer called, it would be like
listen,
Miss Winfrey she's flying in. Her helicopter's going to land on your roof in 10 minutes.
Her helicopter's going to land on your roof.
But you know what? It really helped me. It helped me because it's like, okay, when I'm on mic and on cam now, I'm Johnny Winfrey.
Wow.
And it's like, it's kind of fun too. And the other thing, Phoebe, we're going to talk about your podcast with your mama in a minute. But the other thing that's really, really helped me is research.
Yeah.
Researching the people that are going to be on the couch so that I can, my number one goal is to surprise them with a question.
Wow.
If I can do that, then they know, first of all, they know that I researched them.
Sure.
But it kind of throws them off guard because these people are so used to their little pat answers that they always give.
Yeah.
And if I can throw them off and get something cool out of it, that means Johnny Winfrey showed up.
Wow. I'm honored to be in the studio with Johnny Winfrey today. This is a very big deal for me. Really, the pleasure is all mine.
Well, I tell you what. No, the pleasure is mine. You've been hanging out with us for a couple of years now. Mm-hmm. And I first became aware of you through Gregatron.
Shout out Gregatron.
Gregatron.
One time for the Tron.
Greg
for real.
Williams, who is a phenomenal writer, producer. Yes. He is amazing.
Wow.
And we were working with a wonderful African-American artist named Anya Lee. Love her work. And I connected to Gregatron through Jay Spate, who's a dear friend of yours as well. And so Greg came in and just blew the house up, but brought you in. And your energy from the get-go was so powerful for me as a top liner, as a writer, just as someone who brings a real amazing level of creativity and energy.
Hey everybody, we'll get right back to the episode in just a second, but if you're a songwriter who wants to grow in their craft, finally finish those songs that have been stuck in your journal for years, and connect and collaborate with Christian songwriters from around the globe, NCS Community is the place to start. We meet every week to offer accountability, training, resources, masterclasses, feedback, and song critiques on things that you're working on. And it's just a great place to connect with other Christian songwriters and encourage each other on the journey of becoming a great songwriter. NCS's mission has always been to empower Christian songwriters worldwide, and we'd love to see you there. So check it out, NashvilleChristianSongwriters.com/community. You can find all the details there right on our website, and we'd love to see you inside NCS Community. Check it out.
Tell us a little bit, give us just a little bit of the background, because you've been at this now for about 10 years.
Yeah.
As a very young woman, you've got a lot of experience as a songwriter and an artist. Tell us a little bit about how all that started, and take us into the discussion about what a top liner is.
All right.
If you would do that. Is that a good setup?
That's a great setup.
Thank you.
Johnny Winfrey, guys.
Mr. Winfrey.
Johnny Winfrey is here.
Mr. Winfrey.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, John, that's really kind. So yes, I grew up in West Tennessee, and there was a small kind of indie music scene in a town called Jackson. I lived in Lexington, which is a little bit smaller. Like, there's really nothing there. We just got a Starbucks, which is huge.
Ooh.
Congrats to everyone that lives in Lexington. That's a really big deal. But very small town, not a lot going on there, almost nothing going on there in general, but definitely nothing in the music industry. But in the next town over is Jackson, Tennessee, which is where Carl Perkins is from. And there's a lot of like blues. Of course, it's really close to Memphis, so there's a lot of that kind of like rockabilly influence. But there were just a lot of different kinds of music coming out of that area, and I ended up joining a band called Cooper the Band, all one word, no spaces, which is how I would always say it when I was telling people about it. So now I can't say Cooper the Band without saying all one word, no spaces. It's like lodged
Was there
in
a
the brain.
Cooper? Was there a Cooper?
There was
person?
a Cooper.
Okay.
His name's Cooper Brown, still a great friend of mine. I'm still great friends with all those guys. And when I was a senior in high school, so I joined the band when I was 15, and we were playing some of Cooper's original songs because he had been at it for a while. All of these guys were 7 to 10 years older than me. So don't know what my mom was thinking letting me run around with these people. But she said that the Spirit told her it was fine. And I really believe that is true. Well. And it was so like Spirit, like God ordained, like my being in this band, like I grew and developed so much. But I was the front woman, and then Cooper was the guy, kind of the head and the heart situation. Like think like Judah and the Lion, head and the heart. Yeah, very that. So it was, male, female lead, like very doing covers of a bunch of songs and then playing our originals at every Relay for Life in the 50-mile radius of our hometown, playing for Fried Oreos and Exposure. And honestly, for me, that feels like a bargain. But we just played at every bar, every coffee shop, every live event. Like, we just played everywhere. We would play anywhere. And so when I was a senior in high school, we did a record, and I wrote most of it. We wrote it all together with the guys. And so that was my first co-writing kind of experience, because usually I would just write by myself. I've been writing forever. I never wanted to do anything else. I think a lot of girls my age had like a kind of a ballerina dream, which there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But I just always wanted to be, I wanted to be a pop star. I wanted to be Hannah Montana. And then I kind of was like, let me adjust that for reality. But I always wanted to do music. I never wanted to do anything else. And so it was always this. I was looking at like liner notes, and I had like a ton of CDs. I would work for my grandfather's photography business, and he would give me cash under the table. and I would use it to go buy CDs at Walmart, and I would just read, like, pour over the liner notes. I was
that's a sign of a true songwriter.
Yeah, I was looking at
or musician if you read the liner notes.
Yes, and I was obsessed with them. Like, I was reading the lyrics and looking at who wrote it, and that's how I was looking at. I'm jumping all around, but I was looking at Taylor Swift's debut album, which she wrote mostly with Liz Rose, and I, of course, was 8. And I didn't understand. I was like, who is this person? I've never heard of this person. I thought Taylor Swift wrote the song, whatever. So I went, downstairs and I was like, Dad, who is this person? And he looked her up and he was like, oh, she's a songwriter. And I was like, that's it. Like, that's what I want to do. I have to figure out how to do that. And so I feel so blessed to say that that's what I get to do every day. But when I was in the band, that was my first time co-writing. That was my first time kind of like taking in that Liz Rose role. Obviously not to the caliber that she was at, but doing the kind of top liner thing, because I was the artist, but I wasn't really. Like, I was part of an entity. So I was writing towards an identity that wasn't necessarily my own, which was really great. And I think that learning how to do it in like a group setting was really impactful for me.
Well, talk about a top liner, because, I started in the business 187 years ago.
Sure, to the day. Congratulations, 187 years.
Thank you.
Yay.
I'll be 192 next year.
Yes.
But I that phrase wasn't around. That wasn't a thing. I mean, you might be called a lyricist or a melody writer or you're a musician. We didn't have track guys or girls.
Right.
We didn't have top liners. So what does a top liner mean?
Well, I think it is more of a modern idea, because I think only in the last maybe 20 or so years, maybe even less than that, have the artist started to be interested in writing.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Especially like in Nashville on Music Row, a lot of people were doing outside cuts, like all of the Tim McGraw songs, all of the NU.
I was a song plugger.
Yeah,
in the 80s
there were whole
and
jobs
90s.
for this.
Right,
yeah.
and I would work with writers and would find out, Sandy Patty was doing a record, or Larnell or somebody, and I would get the writers writing for their themes, and then we'd go pitch the songs.
Yes.
And I was hot, in the 80s and 90s. But then that went away, and now it's this that
now
you're describing.
It's this, yeah. The new structure is that artists are, and I think this is great, especially because of the way that marketing your music is going now, where you're not just selling the performance of a song, you're selling your personality.
Right.
You're selling your personhood.
Content.
You're selling the
content.
content.
Is king, yeah.
Which is, in some ways, just like every new thing, it's challenging, and it's also really great, and there are a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah.
But I think that my role as a top liner is now to kind of be in the assistant role, or kind of a servant role, honestly, to the artist, because the artist has, and I will say, I'm in with a lot of different kinds of people. I'm in the writing room like pretty much 5 days a week.
Right.
And
you're an independent writer
and I'm
now.
An independent
writer,
so
a lot of different record companies call you in to sit with an artist, maybe somebody at the computer, being the track person and coming up with chord progressions and all that. And so you're facilitating and listening to what the artist is wanting, and then you start throwing stuff out?
Yes.
Is that a top liner?
I would say that is probably it. And what I've always said is that I am in the details. The artist, they have a 10,000-foot view of their whole thing. They're thinking about the record. They're thinking about performing it live. They're thinking about the songs that they need, the songs that they don't have. They're thinking about the songs that they already have, the places that they've already gone and can't, they want to stray from that kind of content. They want to have a variety. But just like anyone, they're just trying to tell their story. And I think a lot of people who are great performers, there is a lot of, and of course, we only have one mind. So like if I was also thinking about performing, how is this going to look on stage? It would be difficult for me to kind of muddle in the details of the lyrics. Now, I will say that most of the artists that I'm in with right now are wonderful writers. They're fantastic at the storytelling aspect, but they just need a little bit of assistance, or even just another person to bounce stuff off of. Like there are a lot of writes that I'm in where I'm kind of driving lyrically, but there are a lot of writes where I'm the wall that people are bouncing the stuff off of. So it really just depends. But I always say that a top liner is my responsibility is making sure that the story is told in the most accurate, like clearest way.
Wow, that's
and
good.
Give the story the best chance to work for the most people. So a lot of artists that I'm in with are really into, they want to do a specific kind of thing. They want to write in a specific kind of style. And it gets really difficult to stay in that lane when you're trying to like ride the wave of inspiration. So my job in a lot of rooms that I'm in is just to make sure that we're on that track. Like, you're a Christian artist, like, let's make sure that we factor that in. You're trying to do kind of a pop thing. Let's make sure that we factor that in. So we spend the first hour kind of talking about where they're at and what they want to do. And then my job is just to keep us on that track, I feel like.
That's so awesome.
From a storytelling perspective, from a lyric perspective. And then, of course, always having the producer in there who's over the sound. And I vocal produce, and I also I teach voice. And
what do you not do, girl? I'm telling you.
Sleep.
Come on.
Eat a lot of vegetables.
Do you do windows?
I don't do windows.
Do you nanny? It's like
I have before. I have done that before. I think you talk to any warm woman in the music industry, they probably spent some time in a lovely family's home caring for their children.
An au pair. I'm a songwriter and an au pair.
And an au pair.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of things. But when I'm in that space, the producer and I love, there's almost nothing more valuable than a great producer in a room who can turn around and speak into the story and then go back into the world of the track and just kind of like, for it to be truly collaborative. I love that. Like, for me to be able to be like, it would be cool if it cut right here, and for the producer to be open to that, I think is really wonderful.
Well,
so,
I've written with you a couple of times and featured you on a song last year called Hold On Me.
So fun.
And I came in with a pretty complete lyric because I was listening to Joy Oladican at the time.
Who I love.
She had a song that just kind of inspired me with what she was doing. And so I fashioned a whole lyric just kind of in the same groove, if you will. And we didn't use any of her lyrics or any of her.
It's all kosher. It's all above board.
It is totally above board.
Yep.
But listening to music inspires me in my own music writing. And so I came in with a lyric, and you were awesome in helping kind of edit and chop it up. We rewrote the verses and kept, I can't remember totally, but we kept most of the chorus. But you were phenomenal, not only in that editing space and clarifying, but even in the melody writing, even in the fashioning of it. We stayed kind of in the groove that I was hoping for. And it was so powerful for me to watch you stand at the mic and tell Greg, it was with Gregatron, and to, well, let's try this. And you'd sing something out. And it was so great. And it was amazing. I loved it.
Wow.
I loved it so much. It was like, Phoebe, you got to feature on this. And so, it
was so much fun. Well, and that's some of my favorite kind of writing to do, when an artist has sat with an idea and has given it a go, and has something that is complete and probably could do really well if it was just like recorded, mixed, mastered, and sent out. But I think there's always a 5% better that it could always be. I mean, and I know when I put my own things out, I'm like, maybe this could have been better. And I think that's kind of the songwriter curse, is you hear stuff and you're like, maybe this could have, you're always kind of editing everything in your brain. But I love when you've spent time with an idea, you've figured, like, you, the artist, has sat with something and it means something to you, and you've had time to kind of soak in it. And then you bring in, me, for example, and I haven't looked at it yet. So it's all fresh to me. And I can see all of the different pieces. And also, it only works if you are willing to have it chopped up. Yeah. And I think that is my favorite. There's an artist named Zoe LeVere who I write with a lot and who is a great friend of mine. And she's prolific. And she'll come in with a song in a form like how you brought Hold On Me to me. And she's just like, how could this be better? And there is nothing that is more exciting to me than that. And I love starting from scratch. I do it all the time. But to have pieces to work with it's just so incredible, especially when I know, like, you already like this. Like, you already like this idea. You've sat with this idea. I don't have to convince you about anything. Like, we're just moving the pieces around and trying to make everything fit to make, like, a better picture. And that's so much fun.
So you were Cooper the Band as a young teen.
Yeah.
and grew in that for a number of years.
Yeah.
Came to Nashville to pursue this thing. And now you've been here 10 years that I know of. And now you're an incredibly popular top liner with the different companies, and developing your catalog, probably hundreds and hundreds of songs now. How did you learn to be so prolific? I mean, maybe just address that, because I know a lot of people that are watching our show, they're trying to learn how to do this, and they might write 1 or 2 songs a year. 1 a month might be like expecting too much. And you know, prolificity just being is important. You know, the output is really important. So how did you develop into more spontaneous? Of course, you have a lot of energy. You're just kind of a naturally creative person. But what are some tips and insights?
This is great.
I like insights better than tips.
Sure.
But
makes me sound way smarter if it's an insight and not a tip.
What are some insights that you've gained that you might be able to pass on to somebody who's like, well, gee, I've written a song, 15 years ago, and I really want to write a song. How do I do that?
Yeah. Well, just to validate myself, to even be on the authority to give tips. I do have a degree in songwriting, whatever that means. Because I did go to Belmont.
There you go.
And I always say that when I went there, they weren't teaching me how to write songs. They were teaching me how to be a songwriter, like kind of what you were saying about taking on an identity, which I think is so powerful. I got to read that book. But it was such a wonderful experience. I made so many great friends, learned how to take critique, all of those things. And so from someone who has a degree, okay, here's some insights. By the way, so many people in my family are like, is that a real thing? When I was doing it, I was like, a songwriting degree. They were like, so you're going to live in your car? Like, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, hey, good question. I'll figure it out. And I did. So, but I will say that one of the biggest things is you have to have input to have output. So you've got to be reading. You've got to be listening.
So good.
First of all, read your Bible for a lot of reasons, but especially if you're going to be writing songs about the Lord. I don't know how you're going to do that without reading the Bible. Yeah. So definitely read your Bible. And also, like, spend a lot of time in the Psalms for sure. I mean, so nice of the Lord to be like, oh, you want to be a songwriter? Here's 150 to go off of. Yeah. Which is so nice. But also, I read novels and collections of essays and psychology books. Like, I'm always reading fiction, nonfiction, whatever. So I think it's really important because we only have so much. I think there is so much that goes into creativity that's like art. And even if it's not reading, like go to a museum, go like any art, you have to have input to have output. So I think just consuming good quality art is really important.
Thank you.
So if you're in Nashville, the Frist has a very good exhibit right now about
it's the Monet.
Yes, it's really, really good.
We got to go.
You got to go. It's so much fun. So anyway, I would say make sure that you're reading the Bible, make sure that you're consuming, good quality art. Or just art that you like. Doesn't have to be quality. I watch The Office pretty much every day, and I think that's art. So whatever.
Okay. So all right. So I got to jump in.
Okay, jump in, Johnny
the guys
Winfrey.
Around here laugh about some of the classic Office stuff, and so I bought Peacock to watch it. I got about.
You had never watched it before?
Well, here and there, right?
Chisum.
But it was just like so much of the cultural backdrop around here, and they would all be laughing about something I hadn't seen, and so.
And there's nothing worse than that.
Bought a subscription to Peacock, got 3 episodes in, and the one where he's fake firing that girl,
it's too good.
I stopped.
You couldn't do it?
It was too cringy for me. I had to stop.
You have to push past that. You have to push past. Everybody says,
too nice.
What do we say? You have to get past the first season. You have to get past the first season. Everybody says that.
Gosh.
But it is a lot.
It was a lot.
There's something about Michael Scott. You got to push through, John. I'm begging you, actually. Your songs are going to get so much better once you finish The Office. I believe that, truly in my heart.
Oh my gosh.
You have to.
Dunder Mifflin.
It
just was too much. So, okay, but I'm going to go back
let's go back
to what you said, because this is my sermon all the time, is that how can you expect to write beautiful, incredible lyrics if you're not feeding your intellect?
Exactly.
And that's what these people, they're over-spiritualizing the role of Jesus and God and the Spirit in their songs, because they're not building their skills.
That's right.
They're not feeding themselves. They show up to the writing experience empty-headed, right? And empty-hearted, maybe. And it's like, how do you expect to do something?
Well, and
God just drops it on me. And it's like, well, no wonder. It's like, God can write better songs than you're showing me.
Hey.
Right? Come on.
Why don't you go ahead and talk to him, John?
Don't blame that on God.
Come on
right?
now. Well, I think it's such a balance, too, of like, yes, there is going to be inspiration, 100%. You are not going to be inspired all the time.
No.
You're not going to be inspired all the time. I come in here yesterday to write, and I was like, I got nothing. But I know how to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, well, I don't necessarily have an awesome idea, but I know how to do this. And there's a difference between like showing up. I mean, it's any job. It's like we were talking about this yesterday. Part of any job is you're not relying on being inspired to do. My husband's an accountant. He's not inspired to do a spreadsheet. He knows how. Like, I think that like, and in our job, yes, it is, there is some sort of, it's a bonus kind of when you come in and you're like, oh my gosh, like it's just flowing out. But for the expectation to be that it has to be that all the time or you're failing, you're going to be failing all the time.
Yeah.
So I think, what is your definition of success? Is it like, I came in, we got a really awesome start, the idea is solid, and maybe we need to get back in and work on it. Maybe I need to sit with it for a little while, but it's an awesome start. And beyond all that, even though we didn't have this awesome, like, divine idea, we still came and we did the thing. This is something that I say all the time too, is that I believe that all songs were created at creation by the creator. I was going to
bring this up. Yeah. You have a unique perspective on
this. It just helps. It takes the pressure off of me. Because again, I used to think when I was a young writer, like, I would walk in and I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm having an anxiety attack because I don't feel that like bubble. You know, you feel that like thing in your gut when you have like this idea that you're like, oh my gosh, I can hear the whole song in my head. Like, this is amazing. I thought that had to happen every time or there was something wrong with me. And of course that totally like, you're done before you ever step in the room if that's where you have to be in order to write a good song.
Right.
And so really just working a lot on my mindset has been so helpful. But I just decided that, through a lot of reading, I did like a whole study on Genesis. And I was like, oh, in the beginning there was nothing. And then in 7 days, God created everything. That's everything. Meaning that all the songs that I'm ever going to write, and this was, how do you get here except for the Holy Spirit? So I really feel like He helped me to think this through. And I just believe that every song was created at creation by the Creator. And so it's not up to me really to figure it out from scratch. Like, all of the pieces are around. It's up to, the only thing that's on me is to be faithful and show up and obedient and just, like the psalmist says, I wake in the morning and I open your word and I cry for help. And that's kind of like, I just go in and I go, Lord, you got to help me. I believe the pieces are here. Would you just help us to find them and put them in the right order?
That's mind-blowing
I think it just helps.
Really it is. And I know that it's going to blow some people up.
Yeah.
I think often of the scripture that the mind of man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps.
Right.
Proverbs 16:9, one of my life scriptures. And, the steps of righteous people are ordered of the Lord. He's working all things together for good. And in the mind of God, this whole thing's already been done.
Exactly.
He is, Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. Yep. And I think of time and what we're experiencing. Imagine a little piece of thread, right? If I was holding up a little piece of thread, a little piece of yarn or something, that's the whole human timeline. We're going cosmic here, folks.
Let's go.
And yet God is outside of all that.
Yep.
And He sees the beginning, the middle, and the end, which means every song that's ever going to be written has already been written.
Yep.
That's freaky stuff.
Come
on.
Spooky.
We're going to go spooky.
Yeah, but I think it just helps. It helps me so much because then I'm not trying to think of something new for the first time. It's not up to me if it's good or not. It's up to the Spirit through me. It's up to the only thing that I am required to do is show up. And I love to do that. So it's just like, oh my gosh, I just get to show up. And obviously, I'm doing my due diligence. My mom says, going back to Proverbs 16:9, my mom says he can't direct a parked car. So I'm taking steps. I'm showing up.
Your mama.
I'm putting. You guys would have the most fun together.
She is wonderful. Maybe have both of you back on the show.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Wouldn't that be great?
She's so stunning. She's like a supermodel.
Okay.
So like, I don't even know if we would be able to contain her in this room. Like, we got to do it.
We have to. That's next.
But there's something about just knowing that what your job is and really being secure that you can do that. Like through the power of Christ in me, I can show up to the room even when I have nothing. Better when I have nothing because his strength is made perfect in my weakness. When I show up empty, how much more can he fill me up? And I'm not saying that I show up with no idea, with no skill, with no expectation. But a lot of times I'm like, guys, I'm exhausted. I've been writing too much. I feel like I'm all out of ideas. And instead of showing up and being like, well, let's just get to 2 and then I can pretend I have something to get to, I show up and I go, I can't wait to see what the Lord does today. And I show up and I go, there's got to be a song here. I know there's a song here. And I'm always like, y'all, we need to pray because I got nothing. And I'm like, let's go before the Lord and let's just absolutely see what he's going to do. And it transforms everything because then when you have that mindset that nothing happens to you, everything happens for you. If you're not ever a victim and you go in and all that you're doing, everything is blessing, then it doesn't matter if we just got like an okay chorus. Like I got to like talk about God with the people of God, or I get to connect with people that I've never connected with before. And the next one would probably be awesome. And we, got a great place to start. And also if I never see those people again, good luck. God bless you. What a blessing to be part of your story in this little way.
That is.
I just think it's all good.
That is so good. And this is so rich for me. I knew it would be. This is so cool. So a few weeks ago, I had Broadway star Laura Osnes here.
What?
In the room.
On this couch?
Actually, we had a little different configuration.
Whatever.
But in this room,
Jeez.
she's phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
We just take a deep breath.
And she was...
Just breathe her in.
I know, right? So I'll put a plug in. She's going to be on my Christmas show at the Franklin Theater.
Stop.
November 21.
Guys, mark your calendars.
Laura Osnes, Clark Beckham, Andrew Greer.
Brother,
it's going to be huge.
That's going to be stacked.
November 21,
I'll be
2026.
Fine, John, I'll come.
Tickets go on sale really soon. It's called O Night Divine. It's going to be fun. Anyway, so Laura was here and she was talking about her transition from Broadway to singer-songwriter Nashville here. And she said she wanted to try this singer-songwriter thing because she had been other people as a character, Cinderella, all these different characters on Broadway for years. And she wanted to try her singer-songwriter thing. And she said, I just wanted to see, that I just thought, well, maybe I have something to say.
Wow.
And I stopped her and I said, wait. And then on the spot, it was probably horrible, but I said, I broke into Broadway.
Of course.
And I said, maybe I have something to say. It was better than that. It was better than that. It was a better melody than that.
I'm sure it was.
But I mean, it's like, I kind of like improvised,
of
like
course,
a Broadway thing. Like she probably hates me, but no, she agreed to be on the show. But it was probably like a stupid moment. But I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Spontaneously
Let it flow.
on the spot.
Yeah.
So let's try something.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to try something, okay?
John, you're freaking me out.
I'm going to demonstrate what you do.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so in your dialogue a moment ago, you said several things that could be hooks.
Sure.
Like, it's all good. Or it was something about, Jesus already being here or showing up.
Yeah.
What's a top line? What's an improvised chorus? Let's just say it's all good.
Oh
what
my
about
gosh.
that?
Okay, that's the hook.
Right? That's the hook. And let's do something.
Okay.
Do you want to do pop? Something that's kind of pop?
Gotta go pop.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh my gosh, Sabrina, please.
Yeah. Or Tay Tay. What you want to do?
And
it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay, edit out all the parts where I'm thinking.
That's hard to half the fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so It's all good. Let's just do let's do a bookend. Make it easy so we can start and end on It's all good.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all good. Something we could sit back in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't go. Okay, whatever. It doesn't have to be good, right?
No. This is.
Am I on a timer? Probably like
no,
30
you're
seconds.
Not. No. This
I'm gonna
is
break
just
out
like
in hives.
fun.
It's all good. Let me just say the words.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Doesn't like. Maybe it's not how you think it should. Maybe it doesn't work how you think that it should. Or whatever.
It's all good. It's what he does. What he does. Kind of like.
It's all good. There's something working out the way that it should. Like everything. Yeah. Okay. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Can't say good again because we're going to at the end. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. What rhymes? Help me, John. Good.
Good, could, would, should.
Everywhere I'm setting my foot or whatever.
Oh, that's good.
Old. I mean, I think I'm stealing from something.
Kind of like it's Romans 8. Good. God's working together all things.
All things. Yeah, it's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Something that's everywhere I'm setting my foot. He got me. It's all good. Okay, so we just have like one more line. Two and a half. Okay, it's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. This is very motivational for me. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Something where I'm setting my foot. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Making my path straight. Something about that. You were saying.
What about I knew that he would?
Oh, that's nice.
I knew that he would.
It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Showing up is something like I knew that he would. That's good, John. See, I need you. Now it's co-write. 50-50.
Co-write.
I was going for 100, but it's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. He's showing up in something like I knew that he would. What's that? Showing up in da-da like I knew that he would. Showing up in something like I knew that he would. Okay. So good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Showing up and showing out like I knew that he would. That's good.
Yeah.
Way to go, John.
Thank you.
Showing up and showing out like I knew that he would. Na-na-na-na, where I set my foot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all, everything and everywhere I set, not set my foot.
Yeah.
That feels dumb. That's I'm thinking of foot because what else rhymes? It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. He's showing up.
What about could? Better than I could. He's doing it all better than I could.
Hey, why am I trying to say foot when would have, should have, could is right there?
I know, right? Come on.
It's all good. You got me overthinking it. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. He's showing up, showing out like I knew that he would. Doing it better than I ever could.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And then tag it with the hook.
Making it, doing it better than I ever could. Oh, it's all good.
Something about when I'm letting it all go to him.
Yeah.
It's all good. When I'm letting go of control.
He can do it. He can do it better than I ever could.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, we got it. It's all good. Everything is working out the way that it should. Showing up and showing out like I knew that he would. He can do it better than I ever could.
Yeah.
It's all good. So that'll be the chorus, I guess. Yay! I couldn't have done that without you. I really couldn't have. That was beautiful.
So fun. Yeah.
That was beautiful. We'll make that into something.
Let's finish it. Yeah, that's fun. Well, see, I love that you just demonstrated, things that we kind of take for granted. You just jumped in, and in just a couple of minutes, we had a really strong, lead on a chorus.
It's
right?
Cool, yeah.
And it's so cool.
Yeah.
We chose a topic and a genre, and we stuck with the theme all the way through.
Yeah.
Some cool rhyme. You don't always have to do masculine rhymes, you know, like shoulda, woulda, coulda, but it worked out. Okay, all right. So one of my top grossing copyrights of all time.
Beautiful.
Is Candy Cuddy Woody, yes, he Candy Cuddy Wood, and he did. Hey. Yeah, there you go. Big Southern gospel song. The Cathedrals, produced by Bill Gaither.
I love this for you.
Use coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I'm sitting here with coulda, woulda, shoulda.
You really are.
That's beautiful.
Johnny Winfrey who actually
here.
wrote Candy Cuddy Woody.
Wow.
Yeah. But you don't always have to do masculine rhyme. I mean, you can do some near rhymes. And it would still, like foot could have worked out, but could was better. Yeah, all that. But
this is why I need you, because you have, and that's why you're the artist. You're thinking so much simpler than I am. I'm kind of going, and what does it mean when we're thinking about, like, I'm going crazy. I'm going Bob Dylan mode on it, kind of, which is my problem.
But, we just demonstrated something. And I think that's so important for people that are watching, because they're outside the Nashville bubble. They're not in studios every day. They're not in co-writes every day. And we just kind of did a little back and forth. It demonstrated, the collab, which is so important.
So important.
Let's transition just a little bit as we begin to land the plane. So you're a life coach. You do a podcast with your mama, and she's going to come on the show.
Oh my gosh, she would die.
It's going to be so good.
She would actually die.
So that's a whole, I would imagine that that's some similar skills. I mean, you bring your life coaching into the writing room as you're working with different writers. So talk just a little bit about that, and maybe about kind of what's life like for you right now, and maybe also, I know I'm throwing a lot at you, talk just, about your music, where we can find you, where people can interact with you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so with the life coaching, I think that's been really wonderful. My mom, her name is Angela Jowers, landofangelacoaching.com if you want to have life coaching with her. She's doing a group right now. Like, I'm so happy for her. She's just a wonderful person. I'm so glad she's my mother. And also she is, she's so brilliant, and she has a lot of skills, but she's a great life coach. And she was certified by Life Mentoring School, which is run by Dr. Edie Wadsworth. They have a coaching certification program. And so she certified my mom. And then I also got certified. And, a lot of it is, it's Christian, it's Christian based. So it's based on the Bible, based on the word. The kind of verse that's really kind of the linchpin is, do not be conformed to the things of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And it's so much about taking every thought captive and just agreeing with what the Lord says about you. And I think that those thoughts are very helpful when you go into the writing room. And then also just the ability, that emotional literacy, that emotional intelligence that is kind of required, I think, in the top liner seat, because a lot of what I do is just listening. Because a lot of people are, and I was saying yesterday, when you work in an office, you come home, you get in, you do your emails, you do your copies, you go home. And when you're a songwriter, you go in, you're very vulnerable with a stranger, and then you go home. And I think it's just part of what you do. And I've never had a problem with that. I'm an oversharer, so this is exactly the right line of work for me. But I think a lot of artists they want to come in and they want to be vulnerable, and it's important that I make space for that. My mom says it takes a lot for me to grasp my pearls. And I'm the same way, where, name something, I've been through it. And I think, honestly, instead of looking at that as a curse, it's such a gift to be able to hold these like really hard and heavy things for these artists and kind of just be like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Let's make something good out of it. Like, let's make it into a message for you so that other people can see that they're not alone. And there's just something really beautiful about that. So just like a lot of what the life coaching has helped me to do, really coaching myself all the time. Like, if I go in and I'm thinking, man, I'm a terrible writer and this is going to be awful today, I have the tools to be like, let's reframe, let's do a different thought. So I'm coaching myself all the time. But when I go into writes, it's just so to have the depth available to hold these really hard and heavy things for the artist, so that, and to be like, it's like benevolent disconnection. I think John Eldridge talks about that a lot, where he's like, I'm hearing this, I'm giving it to God, I'm taking the information, and we're turning that into some storytelling, not in like a commercial kind of way, but in like a, how can we process this together? So that is really beautiful. And so the podcast that I do with my mom, we obviously goof and gab when we're chatting and we're catching up, but then also every week we have a different kind of coachy kind of, like, I would say self-help is kind of reductive, but it makes it make sense, I guess, to people that have never heard it. just kind of topics. So we had one on like resistance to change. We had one on how to have a healthy relationship with your adult children, how to like all of these kinds of things. So we have been able to really have some really meaningful conversations with each other. And then those conversations have helped. We've heard from our listeners that they've helped a lot of people as well. So it's been really wonderful to get to do that. And then as far as taking that life coaching kind of era, or not era, that life coaching kind of energy into doing one-on-one songwriting coaching has been really wonderful because a lot of my clients are also trying to get into some emotional things that they've probably never talked about in this scenario and are now having to try and morph them into a song, and they've also maybe never co-written before or whatever. And so it's very it's new ground for them, and that can be scary. And so just having the capacity to hold space for that.
Right.
And also like not freaking out when they get emotional and actually kind of celebrating that because that means that something is coming uncovered in them. And just, I love being a safe place for people to feel their big feelings. I always say I'm a strong proponent of public crying. I'm like, I think everyone should be crying in public all the time. Like, why are we not crying? It's hard out here. I'm walking around, I never see anybody crying.
Why are we not crying,
Why are we
people?
not crying?
Why are we not crying?
Sorry. Why are you not crying right now? So it's just one of those things where I feel like it's a blessing to me to be able to be in these spaces with these people. I love being a writer. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's another tip. If you want to be good at this, you just have to be obsessed with it. And I am. I love the music industry.
I think that's true.
It's so volatile and so weird, and things are always changing, and I love it. I think it's so much fun.
Amazing.
So I love it. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, you can go on Instagram at Phoebe is Loud. That's where I am.
Phoebe is Loud.
Phoebe is Loud on Instagram. I'm Phoebe is Loud everywhere. If you type it in, you'll find me. You will also find it on Venmo. It's the same. So I'm just so glad to
Venmo, PayPal,
Cash App. I'm also on Cash App. Girl, you can reach me on Zelle. You can reach me everywhere. But I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful to be on the show. So grateful to be a part of the NCS family. You guys are wonderful. You guys are doing such a beautiful thing. I was like all just bragging on you to your face yesterday.
Thank you.
But I love what you guys do here. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
It's been so good. And I knew that it would be. Just we hang some and writing and having you in as a one-on-one coach with our clients. It's been so beautiful, and they grow. They love it. Everyone that we've paired you with. I think you've been doing like 3, 4, 2... several.
Yeah, I think I have 4 right now. I think I have 4 right now.
And then you've been coming in and doing some one-on-one coaching this week. And just everyone loves you and thrives with you.
What a blessing.
Thank you,
of course.
Phoebe.
Thank you.
Such a delightful
time. Thank you,
time.
Johnny Winfrey.
Talk to your mama.
I will.
Talk to your mama. That's next, okay?
Period. I would love that.
All right.
She would be obsessed.
I know. We're gonna put your podcast in our show notes.
Perfect. Perfect. Guys, so sweet.
Right. Thanks so much. All right, you guys, Phoebe is not only loud, she is amazing.
So
and
sweet.
Just the Spirit of God, as you can tell today from our amazingly deep and rich conversation, God just flows through this woman. Amazing songwriter, singer, artist, coach. And you could connect with Phoebe through Nashville Christian Songwriters. We have our one-on-one coaching programs. It's an 8-week coaching program. You don't have to be here in Nashville. If you are here or you want to come here for some of the sessions, that's cool. But we have songwriting clients all over the world, with Germany, Australia, New Zealand, just everywhere, even in Alabama. So if you want to connect with me and talk about the one-on-one coaching program with Phoebe and some of our other coaches, you can drop me a line at info at Nashville ChristianSongwriters.com. It's a long email, but I will get it and I'll respond. We love doing this show. Be sure to check out the show notes. Check out Phoebe and her mama's podcast link, as well as downloading your free NCS Complete Songwriting Guide. 12 themes, 80 pages, beautifully laid out. You're going to love it. A couple of pictures of me in there, and just hopefully it will be an encouragement to you in your songwriting journey. If you've enjoyed the show, like, share, spread the love, and we'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for joining us on today's episode. Be sure to check out all the information below in the show notes, and be sure to like and share. We'll see you next time.